Hi everyone, welcome back to our second session. We're really excited to be here. And before I introduce you what's coming next, I want to turn it over to Rodger. As you know, we're experimenting with thoughtful ways and interesting ways of engaging with each other by using a variety of different tools that we introduced at this event. So thought exchange has been one, and we asked you about your fears and hopes as it relates to future of work. So those of you who are here participating, but those of you who are remote are also participating. So I'm turning it over to Rodger just to ask you, Rodger, what are some different trends and words and topics that are coming up in our online conversation?
Hello. So on the screen, I have a word cloud, and this will show some of the common themes that we are seeing as users and participants have submitted their thoughts and ideas in response to our prompt. We can look at these topics, such as technology, work, future, fear, etc., and we can dive into the responses that have these keywords. So is there any keyword that shines out to you?
Shall we try communications?
Communications. Great. So I have clicked on communications now, and I can look at the 3 thoughts that have the word communication. The highest rated thought is the one right here that I have highlighted. Interpersonal issues stemming from AI communication. So this is the first thought we're going to dive into. How do we ensure that we're not creating hurtful messaging by relying on AI communications? Too little human involvement could be harmful.
Thank you. Thank you, Rodger. And we'll come back to Rodger too later on. And please continue participating. We shared the QR code and the number you have to enter in for this on our website. So please continue. Now I just want to quickly introduce what's coming up next. So we've started the day with introducing you of a number of emerging technologies and how they're recrafting how we communicate, how we connect, and understanding opportunities for the future of work. I was talking to some of our second section speakers, and they were saying, wow, our talks are a little different than what we just heard, and that's intentional, right? We wanted to create a day where we start understanding potentials and exciting opportunities with technologies, emerging technologies in particular, and how it's recrafting our landscape. In the second half, we're going to kind of connect now and the future, and maybe a little bit of the past, looking at systemic issues, looking at opportunities, looking at more cultural and organizational structures that we have to consider to build a better future for our work as we move forward. So we have a really exciting lineup of speakers who are going to introduce us to a variety of different topics, including labor rights, including power of storytelling, including educational opportunities, including the power of inclusion. So it's a really vibrant, again, group of folks, 6 of them again. I'm going to turn over to our first speaker in just a minute. So we're starting with 2 speakers. And like last time, after each 10-15 minute talk, we will be back to this commentary table that we really very much improvised and embraced today. And I feel like it's a TV show. I have guests next to me. We'll turn over the mic to them, and we'll continue with our broadcasting on social media. So we're mixing new and old technologies too, because this is very much like 1970s TV on one hand, and thought exchange and all the fun and new and interesting technologies on the other hand. So I'm turning it over to, so we have 2 speakers back to back. Andrés Monroy-Hernández of Snap Inc., who's a senior researcher there, and right after him, Rachel Lauter of Working in Washington. She's the executive director of the organization, and they'll be talking about similar issues across contexts. So I'm turning it over to them. They're connecting us via Zoom, and right after we hear from them, we're going to come back to the room.